Turner. It's still not working.
It's okay. I have all the documents for
Great, thank you.
the,
Kissy, you're the best. Thank you.
we'll start with the agenda.
Thank you.
Let me just share my screen. Hold on.
Well,
Okay. Can everybody see that?
Hi.
Perfect, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Okay, who do we have in attendance today?
Everybody but Lucille and Miss Washington.
Okay, great. Let's see, we're gonna carry over the minutes until the next meeting. Virginia, is that correct?
That's correct, yes. And I apologize, folks. I've been having so much problems with my computer, my internet, with power in my house, everything. So,
Okay, we'll take it at our next meeting.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Project update, who's going first?
Pat Shaw. Okay, Scott?
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, okay. All right, everyone. So just going through an update on the budget. So our original GMP was 19.5 million. Approved change order requests to date, 399,000. Total revised GMP, 19.9 million. Pending approximate change order requests, $72,000. Total anticipated final GMP, $20,046,000. Owner's contingency, there is a balance of 32,244. I skipped over the CM contingency. There's a balance of 233,000, and owner's soft cost is expended. So we're still at our I can't see the bottom there, the under our $23 million overall budget.
Over soft cost is expended, you said?
Yes, it's been expended for some time.
Any other questions?
so are there any contingency funds available?
Sir?
32,000.
32,000, yeah.
Oh, remaining owner contingency, that's it, okay. All right, and did we
Other questions?
take care of the stove?
No, not yet. Scott, do you
Other
want to go
questions?
to the project update?
Yeah.
Part of it. If
As long as there's no other questions here?
I'm good.
Okay, let's move.
Okay. Currently, we're cleaning up some remaining punch list items that were conflicting with the subs that we're on the way to resolving. We also have started, we laser graded the north field last week. We wanted to put the amendments and the seating down starting yesterday, but fortunately the storm kind of wiped us out for that. So we need a few days for the field to dry again, and we're hoping to get back there on Thursday or Friday to continue with those operations. We also have pricing for the berm now, which Downs is reviewing, and we hope to get that to the design team this week for review to see on how we're going to move forward with that for the very back field behind the east field. And as far as any other scheduling items, that's about all I have.
Any questions?
Yeah,
Bob?
yep. When I'm looking at the attachments to your budget page. And I see that the total comes out to 72,846. but it seems that it also includes 80,000 for excess site material. COP 279.
Yeah, that's the berm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an estimate at this point, right?
It's a budget, yeah.
It's a placeholder.
Okay. Oh,
That
just,
budget would carry Fuss and O'Neill's costs, I'm presuming, as well as Downs, and then actually doing the work itself.
Has that money been earmarked as in your report? I mean, are we gonna be over?
I don't think we'll be over, but again, the $80,000 is in the report. Yes.
Okay,
Alan, it's in the owner's contingency for the pending.
Yeah.
okay,
So the
Or the
pending
approved,
is
I'm sorry.
72,000, which is confusing because it's under the
Yes.
80,000. But the reason is because there were some credits that are being returned.
Correct. So yes, Bob, I mean, Alan, it's already accounted for, so the
Okay.
32,000
Yeah.
remaining is,
okay, good.
All right. For some action items, I do have a few COPs to go through, 4 to be exact. Nancy, do you want me to run through those?
unless anybody has any questions on anything else.
only question I have is, for instance, 293, you have there where it's going to your contingency, but you don't show it as pending. You show the pending COPs on your contingency, Scott.
Yeah, that unfortunately was an agenda from last week. So I didn't get a chance to update it with Nancy to get it on the screen, but it's pending as $2,700 on my end.
Okay.
You're right.
Anything else?
I'm quickly going through
Okay,
here.
are we ready for change order?
Sure. So 293, which Bob just mentioned, is metal at the DFIS on the south side of the building for $0 being charged to our contingency.
I'll move approval of change order proposal 293 in a net amount of 0.
I'll
Motion by
second,
Bob.
I'll second.
I'll second.
Not sure who that was, but
Mark second.
seconded by Mark. Discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous.
296 is, let Nancy scroll down there, is the exit signage for certificate of occupancy for $337. This was Braille exit signage at the request of the building inspector. That was not part of the project. So it's a small placard sign that goes at each main entrance as you enter into the building. So it's 4 of them.
I'll move approval of change order 296 in the amount of $337.
Motion by Bob,
I'll second
seconded
it.
by Alan. Discussion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstentions? Unanimous.
Okay, 298 is the electrical allowance reconciliation for a credit of $468.41. We had an electrical allowance with the electrician. The majority, it was about 10, it was 10 grand, and it was about 96 something $100 to pay Eversource for the power requirements for the building. So this was what was left over from that allowance that goes back to the owner.
I'll move approval of change order proposal 98 and the credit of 468.41.
Motion by Bob, seconded by Alan. Discussion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous.
Okay. And the last one is COP number 300, trailer cleaning deduct for $5,970. So we had a final cleaning sub on this contract who we didn't have to fully utilize during the demo phase. So we're crediting almost $6,000 back to the owner's contingency.
Is that in the 32,000? Or
Yeah.
not
It's in
yet?
this,
Yeah, it's all encompassing, yes.
Okay,
it's in the 70-some thousand.
okay. I move we approve change order 300
Right, it's in the
for
70s.
credit of
Motion
50.
by Alan,
Second,
seconded by Bob. Discussion. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous.
I got two more here. I don't know about anybody
And
else.
Scott, I had a couple more.
Three more.
Was I not supposed to include them?
I have,
301, 302, and 303.
Yeah, you can include those. That's fine. So 301 was the elevator alternate reconciliation for deduct $3,296. It was just an alternate that was there that was not utilized, did not need to be utilized, so it's going back to the owner.
I move we approve change order 301 for credit of 3296.
Motion
Second,
by Bob. Who
no,
was the second?
Bob second, Alan made the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? Unanimous.
302, this is the courtyard fit out alternate, which wasn't utilized for $15,722. So this would go back to the owner contingency as well.
I think Paula
Motion
just
to
made the
approve.
motion.
Motion to approve my favorite kind, COP 302 for $15,722.
Motion by Paula,
Yes,
I'll
Second,
second it. Second.
seconded by Bob and Alan. Discussion?
How come Paula gets
All in
all the
favor?
big?
What?
Aye.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? Unanimous.
I said, why does Paula get all the big ones?
Those are the
I
ones
won't
she
answer.
likes.
Because she's
I like
better
the
looking than
credit.
you are.
Okay, 303 is the irrigation infrastructure allowance reconciliation. This was another allowance for a credit of 3,000 that wasn't used. So again, this just goes back right to the contingency in the pool of monies that's left over.
Motion to approve change order proposal number 303 in the amount of $3,000.
Motion by Paula,
I'll second it.
seconded by Alan. Discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous.
Okay, and Joe, just for your information, so I've sent out some of these proposals already, not all of them, through DocuSign for the architect, for Dave to sign electronically, as we discussed last week. So once Dave signs those, he'll hit send and it'll automatically send it to you, Joe, for you to electronically sign. And what I could do is email you my phone number if you have any issues or concerns, and
Okay.
if I need to.
All right, great.
And then just the last thing, we have an April invoice, which Nancy will go through later on in the meeting.
Okay. Don't have the agenda. Nancy, what's next?
Sorry.
Project update by the architect.
Thank you, Bob.
Dave?
Evening. The only thing I want to comment on is we issued the berm revision to Downs, and Scott had mentioned that they had that and they were finalizing the pricing, so we will review that when we get it. The only other item in staff comments, when they were reviewing as-built conditions and with all the rain that's been going on, there was concern about some ponding along Park Ave that was flooding, kind of backing up over part of the sidewalk along Park. And so the town engineer had made a comment that they wanted Fuss and O'Neill to look at that. And they have been doing that. They came up with a sketch today that they sent back to the town engineer to make sure that he found it acceptable. What it just basically it requires a little bit of regrading in that area so that that ponding would drain to an area where it can then be physically drained, so it's not standing water. So once the town engineer accepts that, we'll be able to issue that to towns and subcontractors to have that wrapped up. Hopefully that all kind of.
I have a question. You can't see me, David. I'm sorry to interrupt this way, but where is that ponding, please?
It is.
Is it in the big driveway going into the A-Ray school, or the one on the side entrance?
It's
the
actually
seniors?
close to the area where the original entrance was in the front. That is now just lawn. And so
That
it's where the
area
crosswalk is.
I'm sorry.
It's on the crosswalk where you're to the eastern side of the site.
Yeah. That area always flooded. I used to have crossing guards who used to have to stand in puddles there. So it's not something new. It's always been that way, just so you all know that.
Yeah, I think it definitely, there's more eyes on things now, so it was something that came up, and it's something that the town wanted corrected, so.
Yeah, okay. So we get the job of correcting it. Okay.
Yeah. Originally, they were looking at maybe adding a yard drain with some additional piping, and what Fuss and O'Neill has come up with will hopefully avoid that, which will make it a little bit easier to get this done as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, Dave?
No, other than that, we're getting down to the final items on the punch list. Always the contentious items are left for last, but we're working through it with Downs. Scott's been great about, going back and forth with his guys and trying to get them to wrap it all up. So,
What's the story on the plaque?
Thank you.
Scott, I believe, confirmed that it's in hand.
They have it. Loretano, the sign company, is shut down right now due to the COVID-19. I asked them if they'd be able to, when they'd be able to schedule, and they said it's possible the last week of April, once they see some more things go through, that they can do that. Obviously, that's up to the town. That's okay to do. And they also have the exit.
Is it completed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else from Dave? Any questions for Dave?
This is Sten. I have a question, which is probably timely now. Does the
Go
roof
ahead.
leak? Does the Human Services Facility roof leak? I sent a question into Dave Malesko also on this.
So Dave had pointed out in DPW an area on the second floor in Camilla, in the hallway on the mezzanine, that there was some peeling on the ceiling, and possibly a leak in the storage room next to the Yes room. I had met with DPW on site. We looked and we couldn't find where it was. It's possible it's left over from the original leak, and that water just finally had settled down on the drywall and kind of peeled it a little bit after a period of time, which can happen. So we're keeping our eye on it right now. We are going to repair that ceiling. We're just, after yesterday's rain, I actually walked around today. I was able to go in and take a look, and I didn't see anything. So at the moment, I think we're okay. The one I'm still keeping my eye on is the original leak by the gym over the desk there at Youth Services. I'm still not quite comfortable with that one, just because we had such a hard time and we couldn't find it. And then it became the dead of winter and it was too cold to really track where it could be. So I am keeping my eye on that one. And I didn't see anything wet today from it. So we'll see how the week goes.
Well, I'm hoping that the committee will keep this on a list somewhere. We really should not accept a building that has any leaks at all, under any condition.
It's on my list, and
I have a question.
Anything else then? Oh,
Yeah.
Camilla?
Yeah, Dave, any updates on the plaque?
We just did that.
Yeah, we just covered that.
I didn't
Scott
hear.
had,
Sorry.
yeah, Camilla, Scott had confirmed that the vendor has it in hand, but they're shut down.
Okay,
And so, you know, as soon as things start moving again, they'll get a date.
okay. Thanks. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
No problem. Any further questions? If not, who's up next? Karen?
Yes, she is.
I don't have a report. I think Scott and Dave have covered all the open issues. You know, we're winding down and getting closer to our CO. Scott, I know, has been very diligent in staying on top of all these things. So I don't have anything new to add that hasn't been covered.
Okay, any questions for Karen?
nope, not for me.
If not, what's next?
Invoices. We've got 2 invoices to approve, 3 invoices to approve.
Okay,
The first one is from Van Zelm. This is invoice number 0047158, and it's for $905.40.
And that,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes,
if I could just add, that should be their last invoice. And they do have and have had their final reports ready to distribute. But when things kind of went upside down a month ago, I didn't hear back from Chris Greenlaw. So I'm not quite sure how we'll deliver them, but I haven't forgotten about them. I don't know if we want to just wait a little bit and see how things shake out in the coming weeks. Otherwise, we can, you know, I can ask Van Zelm to do a drive-by and drop them off.
Well,
But I mean, I was just sitting tight on them for now.
But that's a deliverable.
yes,
Yes,
it is.
You need the deliverable to pay the invoice.
Karen has it.
I know, I don't have them. Van
Oh, I thought you
Zelm, Bob Mara still has them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can try to make arrangement again they're available and he's been anxious to deliver them and go over them. So it's just a matter of the logistics kind of given where we are.
so are we prepared to go ahead and pay this, or do we want to hold it?
I would suggest we hold it till we get the report in hand.
Yeah, I concur. That's all.
I have a question. I believe we should hold it, but what's the other invoice that have there for November 19th?
That was one that fell through the cracks.
Are there any more that's gonna fall through the cracks?
No,
No,
no, I went through them with Van Zelm probably about a month ago.
So does that one that's for March have that 377 in there?
No,
In that case, do we want to set this aside and move on to the next invoice?
yeah, let's postpone any action on 47158.
Are there any issues? Are there any objections to setting this aside?
No. Let's set it aside.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, please.
This is invoice 0046763 for $377.25 to Van Zelm.
I'll move approval of invoice number 46763 in the amount of $377.25.
Motion by Bob,
I'll
seconded
second
by
it.
Alan. Discussion?
Yeah, why is this so old?
You know, they had sometimes sent invoices directly to me. Other times they sent them to Karen and not me. So there was some they weren't consistent about it. And because of that, some things fell through the cracks.
You would think at the end of this project, no matter how much we gave them, they would know where to send the invoices. Wouldn't you?
You would think.
Well, they're your favorite, Alan, we know.
Yeah, I know, but you know.
You're always looking out for them.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I just don't like invoices 5 months old when they're coming down to the end of the project. I mean, are we done with them after that other invoice?
Yes. Yeah.
Are they going to tell us that they're done with us and everything is paid in full?
I've gone over their billing with them, and yes.
Okay, and they're going to send it to the right person?
If they want to get, well, we have their final invoice already, so.
Does it say final on it?
No, I
Well, it
will
should say-
write final on it. Well, you can tell it'll say that the percent complete.
Yeah, it shows 100% complete for the services, Alan.
Yeah.
The one we just put aside.
Okay, yeah, oh, I see that. Okay, I'm good.
All set?
Yep.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous.
I have a clarification on that one though, please. So if the second one says 100%, what about the one for November? So the second one isn't
The
true,
November one says 55% complete,
but the one they sent us 5 months later says 100%.
because they had already completed that phase.
Back in November, it was partially complete. Now their
Yes,
most
but doesn't
recent
that
invoice is complete.
100% represent the money that they received?
No, it's the percentage of that phase that they have completed the work.
Okay, so there's no other bills floating around out there. I just want to make sure. All right.
Okay,
Good.
Nancy?
Sorry. Okay, and the final one is the application for payment number 26 to Downs. It's for $189,433.56.
Payment number 26. Is that number 26?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I move we approve it.
Motion by Alan,
Mark
I'll
will
second.
it.
Paula and Mark second. Is there discussion?
Yes, I have questions on it.
Bob?
Yeah. Looking at the attachments in here, and some of it's kind of confusing because there's in the backup material, there are other
Subcontractors.
versus application certification for payment. In there. And for instance, this one, application number 6, I think it is. From Verizon Services. I think it is in the backup, and I'm not sure what the backup material is for it. Because this says AIA document 0702, and everything else I have in here says AIA document G703.
No, it sounds like you're missing a document there. Nancy, could you go to page 2 of this?
This page, Scott?
Yeah. So Horizon Services is the final cleaning subcontractor, item 25, kind of 10 items down or so. And they're billing $1,248. And we have that backup rec in here with the cover page and then the breakout items page.
Yeah, but then why does the application for payment say G702 and the continuation sheet say G703?
They usually are 2 different sheets. It's 2 different AIA forms that they're used together because one's a cover sheet, Bob, and the other one is the backup sheet, which breaks down the items.
Okay, so that's what the story is on all these then.
Yes.
All right. That was my confusion.
Okay.
I got a question.
Alan?
Does this include the electrical for the stove?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, Alan, we haven't done anything on the stove yet because the building is only open for emergency things and I can't get contractors in there to give us quotes.
Okay. That works for me.
So, no, it does not include anything on the stove.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll be handling that ourselves. It won't be going through Downs.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Oh, really?
If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous. Any further invoices, Nancy?
That's it.
Nancy, this is Dave. Maybe it was too late. I had sent an invoice from Fuss and O'Neill for the wetlands work.
Oh. Yes, I didn't include that. I don't have that handy.
Did you send that to me also, Dave?
Yeah. Yep. I think it was Thursday. I just resent it. And then the other portion of that was their additional services through the spring, which I think Downs is going to begin doing work if you want Fuss and O'Neill to be out there to look at stuff.
Can that wait till next
That
time to
additional
be
work-
approved?
Well, the additional work for the construction administration is $5,000.
Yep. And I mean, that could be not to exceed. They were basing it on an assumed amount of meetings. And I know that there were questions on whether or not they needed to do all that work. I thought it was appropriate, but.
Yeah, we
Isn't
talked
that
about
budgeted
that.
in the $80,000 placeholder, their CA work?
No, the wetlands amount was 8,000, and that's the invoice that was sent. That was the work to do the design for the wetlands approval, and then to do the follow-up comments from the town because they had actually 2 back and forths with the wetlands agent. That was part of the allowance for the berm.
The 8,000 was.
The 8,000, yeah.
So we haven't allowed for the 5,000 anywhere yet, but potentially for CA work.
Not to my knowledge, no.
It's my understanding also.
The $5,000 proposal includes a site visit to observe the berm removal, a site visit upon substantial completion of the soccer fields, one for punch list, and a second one for punch list. So those are the 4 meetings. Do you think that's sufficient?
They feel it is, and I think that those are appropriate trips out for them, give or take. Yep.
And where's the money for the, where's the money for this coming from then? Our contingency?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Didn't we
32,000.
Didn't we approve these last time?
You approved the initial expenditure to have Fuss and O'Neill do the plans. What we didn't approve is the construction administration, and that's the item that you don't see that we're talking about.
Dave, doesn't Fuss and O'Neill owe us more trips to the site for work that's already in the contract? Like completion of
No.
They're done with
No,
their work?
We're off the clock. I mean, our contract expired at the end of last year. They had been out there to do punch lists of the work that was, done at the end of the building project. They've been continually out to look at issues. So, this extension of the time and these extra trips out are on top of, all the trips that they've been making all along anyways. So.
Okay.
So do we need to act on either one or both of these today?
I would say we probably need to act on the construction administration part of it at least, because that'll be going on before we meet again in May, correct?
Scott can confirm that, but I would believe so, yes.
Hope so.
And that's what, the $5,000 amount?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's the other amount that we're gonna be, it's gonna be pending?
The invoice? The
Which
invoice
is?
is $8,547.27.
I'm sorry. Please tell me.
Which we had not allocated, right?
I'm totally.
We don't have that
Was
in.
Well, no, we
$80,000.
approved the work on a not to exceed amount, I believe it was.
And it's part of that 80,000 we set aside for all the berm work and design.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this would be an additional expenditure of $5,000
Yes,
coming out of our contingency.
correct.
Do we have an invoice number?
What, do you want to pay the invoice or do you want to authorize the additional work or both?
What's the total amount for
Well,
everything?
the invoice, it'll be $13,547.27. But one's an invoice, one's a proposal.
Oh, the proposal is 5,000.
Yes,
Ah, that I didn't understand.
Is it a lump sum proposal, Dave?
yes.
It was based on numbers of meetings and in-office work that they would need to perform based on what they felt was required to get through the end of the project.
I'll move approval of Fuss and O'Neill's proposal in the amount of $5,000 to complete the work with dealing with the berm and the wetlands agent.
A motion by Bob,
And it
I'll
also
second
includes other work, correct, Dave? It's not just the berm.
It
It's all
includes
SCA.
it includes the work to close out the phase 2 site work because of the delay that dragged it into the spring. So yeah, it's the berm, it's all of the completion of the reviews and all the work that is still ongoing in phase 2, which is the soccer field area.
Alan, did you second that?
Yes, I did.
Any discussion? If If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous. So we'll hold the $8,000 invoice, is that correct?
Yep. My understanding, anyway.
Okay.
I guess, is there a reason to hold it? The work is complete. Unless you want to see it. If you want to see it, we'll get it back out to everybody. That's fine.
Do we need?
Is everyone comfortable with going forward, or do you want to wait until you actually see the invoice?
I
I'm
don't mind
comfortable.
not seeing it.
I'm-
I'd say, go ahead, Bob.
No, it's Paul, it was Alan. Go ahead,
Oh,
Paul.
Alan, go ahead.
No,
you
I
two
have no
sound
problem
alike.
going forward.
Yeah, I'm okay going.
And I'll make a motion to approve the invoice for 8,000, whatever, 500 and some odd dollars.
It's invoice number 0221053 for $8,547.27.
Yes,
Second.
please.
Motion by Paula, seconded by Bob. Discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Abstentions? It's unanimous.
Nancy, you'll email those two documents out to us?
Yes, I will. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what do we have next?
Any item, future meetings? So our next meeting is May 12th. And then there's one on June 9th. I would hazard a guess that the May 12th meeting will probably conduct via Zoom unless buildings are back open again, but we don't have any direction yet on that. So you'll see on the agenda that they both say the location is to be determined.
Everyone okay with a Zoom meeting for the next meeting?
Yep.
Yes.
Public
Okay.
comments?
Anything,
I'm sorry.
any comments from any of the members?
Yeah, I like doing this. This is pretty good.
You're such a little boy, Alan.
Yeah, this is
Thanks,
pretty
Nancy,
good.
for setting all this up.
Yes.
My
I
only-
think it worked out very well.
My only comment is that hopefully they'll be able to get in and finish up the punch list stuff so we get the permanent CO fairly soon. But I don't think that's going to be either.
Yeah, maybe a while. Other comments?
Nope.
Thank
If
you,
not-
Nancy.
Do we have public comments on there, Nancy?
We do. I don't see anybody from the public who has dialed in.
Okay. If not, are we prepared to adjourn?
Yep.
I move we
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Stay
Good night.
healthy.
Fine.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.